So today is about perspective. I was going to talk about something. Okay, so I'm channeling as we're doing this. So your perspective, this wasn't going to be a collective message, but I guess it's turned into a collective message. So collectively, you have gone through it. I've been channeling this collective for a very long time because it is my collective as well. You are going through it, or you have gone through it. Like, it's been such a rocky road. This road of expansion, this road of waking up, this road of moving into your divine essence, your divine oneness has been very rocky. It's been hard. You've had a lot of ups and downs. You've gone into it happy that you were in it and that you were like a butterfly transforming into something beautiful, something new, something great, just remembering who you are. But there have been a lot of times where you just didn't feel like it was worth it or that you were getting anywhere. And then at these low points, you'll wake up and be like, I did go somewhere. I did make it. I was moving through it. And that's what keeps you going. Just knowing that you are constantly moving forward. Even in the times when you think that you haven't, you move forward. So, just about perspective. Okay, going back to perspective. They wanted me to get that out. So I guess I'm going to be sharing a lot about the book I'm writing. It's called How to Be a Psychic 101. But it's really not how to be a psychic. It's really about leaning into your gifts, going through a spiritual awakening, and really just embracing, who you are and who I am as well. And last night I was working on a part where I was explaining the first time I had actually allowed the parts, like I was doing shadow work, and the first time I'd actually did it. And I had just been out with my friends, but I came home feeling so empty. And when I came home, I just really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that I was doing shadow work. I didn't know I was waking up. I just thought I was finding me. So I came home and it was late at night and I just felt called to light a candle. Felt called to sit in the front of the candle in the dark, and I felt called to just talk. And in doing that, I let all these fears, all these insecurities, everything that I never wanted to express out loud, and all these thoughts that I had, the negative as well as the positive that I had buried so deep inside of me for so long. And I had let it out, and I just remember feeling so weak, so vulnerable, so upset with myself that I even had these thoughts in the first place. And I cried, and that was the first of many times that I was called to do that. But I just remember feeling so terrible about myself, thinking I had failed in trying to figure out who I was. Like, I had just failed as a human. I was so mean to myself too. But that needed to happen. So the perspective is, last night as I was writing this, I had a vision, like my guides showed me a vision of how they saw me and what their perspective of. So here I saw myself like curl up into this little ball, just in this dark space, just having just like these terrible thoughts, or just like, well, they were in me, but just letting all these terrible thoughts just like come to the surface and see the light and get out. But then my guides showed me how they saw me. They saw me as so light. They sent me a vision of me just like skipping down like the street, downtown, like looking at shops, exploring, being a tourist in this new city that I had moved to, humming, my head held high, my chest held high. They saw me as becoming. They saw me as lighter. So again, perspective. And I see me as lighter too. Like, I knew I had to do that. I knew why I did that. And I'm so glad that that was the start. But at the time, it felt so bad. It felt so negative. I felt the worst of the worst. But prospectively, I had released some of the old narratives that I had been holding on to for years. And here it is years later, and I am just so glad for it. Those negative thoughts, all those things I have felt, they no longer live in me. I do still have negative thoughts. That's not the point. Like, I do. But they don't take root. They don't hold on. I look at them, I acknowledge them. I try to figure out why I'm having that thought. I honor it because it came for some reason. I'm supposed to learn something out of that. Then I move on. I am not that negative thought. They no longer can like fester in me. There's no room anymore, because once I released it, I left room for different thoughts about myself. So yeah, perspective. So this collective, you're either still in that, in that lull, that dip of this roller coaster of awakening, or you are coming out of it. But it will resonate with you, because you should start to feel better now. Like, I had such a awakening last night. I felt so much better, and things just felt so much more grounded. So if what I said has resonated with you, and you feel yourself coming up, or you feel yourself still in it, write it out. Think about all the times in your life where, even on this journey or outside this journey, where you were feeling so terrible, so like a failure, so defeated. And then think of a corresponding time when you're like, oh yeah, well, that, because I went through that, I now have this good thing. Look at the perspectives, and you will see, like, I'm hearing yin and the yang, but you will see the duality of it. You will see where you need it to release in order to bring in. So just focus on perspective today.